Well, I restarted OBS. Hopefully it continues to work. I don't know what was going on. But here we are. I'm streaming. Hopefully everybody is doing okay. I'm back and everything's working fine. I am recording. I'm taking a local recording, minus the first part. So, hello everyone. I'm Santer. I decided I wanted to stream during the anniversary event, so I am. And I was having some technical difficulties with a previous version that you're not going to see, because for some reason the game stopped in the VOD. Because for some reason the game stopped being captured in OBS, and I have no idea why. The preview was just a black screen. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a bunch of things here. This is going to be a very interesting VOD, but I am taking a local recording because I've been having all of those drops and everything. And that's not desirable. So I wanted to do something about that. Hopefully things continue to work. I've been having this idea. I'm going to go ahead and make the Mesmer now, also, because I've been having ideas for what I want to do there. Let's just admire this screen for a moment. What are the face options? Not that one, that's for sure. That one, maybe? It's interesting seeing the head shape changes with this. I think I'm going to go with that face. I think with that color. This is where... Oh, Mesmers have an interesting selection of hair colors. Neat. A lot of red. Probably just going to go with the dark brown. Oh, yeah, I have this this one on my... Looks very similar to Cynthia. On the other hand, I do like that hairstyle, so I might just go with it anyway. That one's actually quite good, too. I love this background element, by the way. I think it's really good. You know, maybe I'll go with this one. Actually, I kind of like that right there. No. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with this. I'm just admiring the background element over there. Okay. That all seems good. Purple. Purple is my... For those who don't know, purple is my favorite color. Yep, and the frame drops are happening, and that is precisely why I'm taking a local recording. And oh, look, the VOD viewers will get... Hopefully, everything turns out well with doing a local recording, and all of the drop frames and everything are purely on the streaming front. Hopefully, sometime this week, I need to talk with people, but maybe we can figure out getting me a wired connection again. That would be good. I did start an Elden Ring randomizer, and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I was streaming this, but also not with how the connection stuff has been going. Anyway, this is the part. I figured out a name. Psyche. Except spelt in a way that looks kind of more like Japanese transliteration into English. That makes me very happy. So... That's why I'm like, oh, I have to make this Mesmer now because I have the name and I need to get the idea out of my head so it stops sitting there. I did a hand gesture that you can't see because I'm all bloody and gross from having to take a walk. Anyway, we'll ignore that and create this character. Thankfully, things are fixed on OBS's end and the screen transitions seem to work properly now. I don't care about this introduction for this particular playing time. I mean, I care about it, but I also like have seen it a bunch, and I don't need to see it right now. Bye, Master Togo. There's not something I'm supposed to get from him, right? Oh, I should open this chest and grab the starter wand. Right, new character. No, I want to hide the cape and show my weapon sets. Okay. If I hit F5, then it gives me the whole thing. Otherwise, separated or something. Don't know how long I'm planning to go today. I have no particular, like, deadline other than, I don't know, supper maybe. But I'm not planning on spending a lot of time on this character today, by the way. I just wanted to get her started. Hello, I'm happy to enroll you in the monastery so you can begin your training. Seek out Headmaster Ka, the Mesmer headmaster. He is in the monastery. Enjoy your first day. Very interesting that we start over here when there's not like some external way of getting here. I would have thought you'd probably come here through side tongue. I don't know. It's an interesting starting point. Something to think about. One of these technical difficulty screens is the one I want. But I don't know. Because the thing is too small. To see the scene names properly. I think it's this one. Okay. Is it fine? Are we fine? We seem to be just fine. I don't know what's going on. Today's being a weird day. I mean, I'm not planning on doing much, but like, why did I get randomly disconnected? I have no idea. That Ludo's an interesting fellow, is he not? He has stood at our gates these 20 years. Ludo. I'm not. Oh, the boardwalk's going on right now, too. Interesting. Mei Ling is my assistant and will begin teaching you on the way of the Mesmer. She should be in Sunqua Vale awaiting new students. Open your mind to the power. To the power of Mesmers! Okay. Right, but I want to actually play on characters who need to get through this. So my general goal... You're level 4. You're not actually high enough level to do this. My general goal is to get a bunch of characters through Mr. Cho's Estate. Eventually, I want to get... let's go with this crew. But eventually, my goal is to get enough of the Proofs of Triumph, or whatever they're called, to... at least get the anniversary, like the token that lets you get the anniversary skills. I would like to get the monk staff, the decade weapon monk staff, and the assassin bow probably are kind of like the major things that I want to pick up from this. So, we will die with great honor. Hopefully not. I would prefer to avoid party wipes. So we're going to see this mission a couple of times, because I want to go through it on the 3 characters that I have that are here. Unfortunately, Mr. Cho's Estate is horrendously tedious. It's how it is. They did a lot better with Shawbeck Village, to where if you know what you're doing, you can go through it very quickly. There, look, I called the target. I hope I'm not overlapping spirits with Master Togo. That would be unfortunate. Or Ison, for that matter. He's using Doom and stuff, so he might be. No. Dropping some frames again and stuff. This is where they're going to teach us about pinging on the map. I know. I know that's how this works. Yes, you can draw on the mini-map too. Get yourself a nice spiral. Very exciting news, by the way, for those who haven't heard. Stephen Wilson Clark, I think, I hope I got that correct. But yeah, they've assigned a dev not 100% full time, but like 80% full time to Guild Wars 1, which is very exciting, and they being Arena Node, of course. So, don't know what exactly that has in store for the future, but people are understandably hyped about that. I think the number one request that I have for the game is some sort of like a weapon mods trader or something that can be playing in that space. Because weapon mods are annoying to try to get access to. Every time I click on Ison, he's using Doom. Okay, he is using Pain and Shadow Song. So those are extremely redundant for me to be using. That's good to know. Maybe a reason to not bring Ison on this character, I don't know. I believe Ison might have some healing at some point. I don't know. This is where they teach us about splitting people up so you're not getting as overwhelmed. Yep. I mean, it's good advice, right? It's not like they're not teaching you useful things or good concepts here. They absolutely are. It's just... Oh yeah, I'm not even invested in community, really. I probably just don't have a whole lot of skill choices. I could bring Caltrops. That would be of some use. Oh, here they come back. After that whole speech about not getting overwhelmed, you run in and get us overwhelmed, Master Togo. Some sort of example you are, eh? Boy, these professions really, like, right now, it is... I am feeling the lack, and it's just same thing with that, but I'm feeling the lack of critical strikes, meaning that I'm not getting as much energy back. It's the same issue playing Ranger, where you just don't have expertise, and your whole bar just does not work anywhere near as well in Ranger when you don't have expertise. It's just how the game functions. It's designed around some of these things. And you could theoretically walk that way, but not when you have to follow Master Togo. I do love the factions music. Unfortunate, everything with Jeremy Soul, and that they did not put the factions music in End of Dragons areas, Guild Wars 2. I really do like this soundtrack. I'm not exactly sure what the situation was in terms of like the full complication with everything, but I love a lot of Jeremy Soul's work. But that's a proper afflicted. Oh, those guys came up behind us. All right. Now I need to catch back up with these guys. Oh man, this is such a long mission. And the thing is, it's not like there's much you can do to optimize it. Main thing you can do is like kill guards faster. But like, especially when your skills are limited, it's just waiting around for Master Togo and everything just takes so long. Hasn't seen a Moa bird before. See, like right now, I'm waiting for them because they're looking at the second Moa. If only Danica were here to see me. In the entire world, only she is truly worthy of me. Sure, Lucas. Well, I didn't mean to drop Shadow's Song there, but I certainly did. Probably going to want to eventually transfer that Crichton Brandy onto my main account because I'm not going for those titles on this one. I really dislike I call them the consumption titles, but Sweet Tooth, Party Animal, and Alehound or whatever it is. I dislike Drunkard, I guess is what people call it. I dislike those titles because I feel that they took something that was a fun toy and then like ruined it. It would be better if it was account bound, but the fact that it's per character really just makes it tedious as well. But oh well, what's done has been done. But you can creating like tying extrinsic things to stuff can ruin the intrinsic enjoyment of those things. And I feel that definitely happened with those titles. purple. It's a higher level Spirit of Pain than I can make. Well, I might be able to make one that high, but I'd have to invest too many resources in doing so. The Minister's estate is up ahead. Haven't we been in his estate the whole time? Instead of like popping that popper now, for example, I'm like, this is an important resource for, you know, my main account. So I don't want to use these now. Oh. Yep. I got wrecked by this elementalist. It's kind of a neat little area. You don't really get a chance to appreciate it, though. Some sort of memorial shrine. I'm pretty sure those walls are straight out of Priestering, like the catacombs. Those aren't the same asset. I would be a little surprised. These second scribes are no joke. Hit pretty hard. Nope. We aggroed back here. Ooh. And he becomes our first full one afflicted. And drink some water. I just didn't create any lines for anyone here? Apparently not. It's very odd. Minions are interacting weirdly. It's been a while since I've seen this, so I kind of want to watch this particular cutscene again.
May the envoys carry you swiftly on to the gates of everlasting paradise. Rest easy in the mists, my old friend. Come out, little one. It is all right. You're safe now.
Ijotana over there helping the spirit fight the minion.
Do you know who I am?
You are Master Togo.
Ah, I can see you are a very smart little boy. But tell me, what brings you tears?
I had a bad dream.
A bad dream? Tell me what sort of dream could cause such tears.
The wind blew the leaves from the trees. And the animals in the zoo all became scared. The animals, they were always very tame. But something in my dream made them angry. And they started hurting everyone. Then the people got angry too. And they started to hurt each other. Minister Joe, he He was the most angry of all. And he turns into a big angry monster.
Where are your parents, little one?
My mother died when I was very little. I do not remember her much.
And your father?
He is guarding the gate. Master Togo, you do not think he will be angry like Minister Cho, do you?
No, little one. I do not think he will be angry at all. In fact, I think he'll be very happy when he sees you. I will see that our little friend here makes it back to his father. Go find Aang the Ephemeral and tell him what we have found here. He will be most interested.
Path down to Ranmusu Gardens. Factions might be faster to get going than Prophecies, but it still has a lot of steps. A lot of steps that we're going to be seeing a lot. Very interesting that this cutscene shows you the whole process of running to Ranmusu. I don't know why that is. But hey, at least we don't have weird cutscene nonsense happening again. Hey, Aang the Ephemeral. Master Togo has requested that you travel to Eri, the Angju village in Kenya province, to warn the citizens there that the plague has come to Kantha. Speak to their leader, Sora Honorclaw, and tell her to prepare for the plague's arrival. I will warn Tengu. Alright. A lot of things in my inventory. I'll clean stuff up later. Right now, the priority is getting these put away. You have been inside the minister's estate. If you were able to survive in there, you might be just the person I've been looking for. You see, another location of a great treasure within the estate grounds. Now that the minister's guard is in chaos, a few brave souls might make their way into the estate and become very enriched. This is a really important quest to do because it gives our 15 attribute points, but that is a future consideration. All right. How much of this stuff is worth salvaging, and most of it's not worth doing anything with. Technically, I think it is worth it to salvage the iron ingots out of those, but just barely, most likely. Yeah, the rest of that is junk. Interesting. There's armor smiths here. Okay, that's 40 armor. I'm at 25. That might be worth getting. Particularly for this assassin who's at the front of things. But we're also not that far from Saitong. And I know there's more armor there, so I think I'd rather wait on that front. Okay. Well, that took 20 minutes, or it said it took 14. Oh, that's probably accurate. Time to do it all again on another character. Taya, Kasai, and Ison. Yes. Ugh, is that really the... Okay, well, nothing for it but to go in and be very sad at my options of skills. We're going to obviously be skipping cutscenes this time because I already saw them, but unfortunately this mission is slow and tedious. That's why Chobek Village is superior. It's per mission or it's a mission per region that gets you these things. And it's very per character, obviously. Oh, this way. But the Zendai June won't get me anything, so it's better to go broad on characters. Oh, look. My connection is... The VOD viewers, hopefully, aren't having any of these issues, but the connection is dropping like a bunch again. That's how it goes, I suppose. The idea of preparations is really interesting to me, but figuring out how to make them feel better to use is quite the challenge. Because maintaining preparations is not great. Kind of tedious, actually. So I have that recurve bow and I have this horn bow. I mean, I would like to get more anniversary weapons, but a lot of that's probably going to be a next year anniversary sort of dealy. Like, picking up the sword for this character would be nice, and things like that, but it's realistically the decade weapon, the monk staff is the thing that I want the most because of those weapons, because it's an enchanting staff, which is very useful. So I think a lot of the special attribute weapons are neat, but not terribly useful. Like they can enable some builds that maybe you couldn't otherwise sorta, but the problem is they don't. Weapons without skills tend to be pretty underwhelming, and so there's not a whole lot that, like, you can do some interesting stuff, like Elementalist Axe, for example. You probably still want to do warrior things, but you could skip Axe Mastery and just use, like, Whirlwind Strike. But the thing is, Cyclone Axe or whatever, you're probably doing water for the Conjure because it's cold damage, and, you know, at a certain point, it becomes a situation where it's not really doing a whole lot different, and maybe you could, like, focus on tactics instead of Axe Mastery or something for the generic things, but maybe you're coming up with something particularly innovative with, like, some of the random melee attacks that are in Scythe Mastery. At that point, why don't you just use a Scythe? Because it's just better than an Axe. And yeah, so there's like stuff that you can kind of do, but it's not. It's an interesting and novel idea that's not really actually accomplishing a whole lot. There's an argument that I could have brought Pin down to help manage these guys, but the counter argument is that Pin down is 15 energy and I don't have much expertise. I wonder if this bow's dealing any more damage. This one's probably... The hornbow's probably more damage. It's customized. I didn't think to customize the other one. He has to stop. There's a gate in the way, Master Togo. Damage certainly looks a lot better if they have Frenzy on. I should probably rearrange my attributes to focus more on marksmanship, but... Oh, this was a mistake. That was also a mistake. I should not have used Whirling Defense quite so early. I wanted it right now. I think we'll probably be okay. His enemies are not super strong. Obviously, I'm not going to use Frenzy right now. And Master Togo is level 20. But we definitely over-aggroed there by a lot. That was my mistake. Yeah, I was definitely hitting weaker, less hard. Over. Hornbows also have armor penetration, so... Oh, also, I'll read the wind was down. That will contribute. I meant it healing signet and I hit sprint. So, you know, that's how things are going here. Wonder if Lucas would have been better to bring than Kasai or Ison. Oh. Ison? Ison? I have not decided on how to pronounce that name. We got company. Oh, I'm surprised that was not obstructed. Victory token. And meanwhile, they're still talking. Spend 45 minutes on Minister Cho's estate. Ugh. Hopefully that Xingje chest is not in a bad position. Shadow Song is doing a lot of work here. Okay, it looks like it won't be. That's good. Chess can mess with AI pathing. Oh, it looks like the stream dropped for a moment there. Again, hopefully that's not a problem in the VOD because it's I'm doing local recording. I usually don't want to like deal with the hard drive space and space management and stuff of doing local recordings, but when the streams, when the last time I downloaded the stream so I could stitch things together from its 7 disparate parts, I figured I might as well just things to the chase. Honeycomb is actually really nice to have on hand. I need that for Parts of the North in Check's Notes a long time from now. Haha. My bow does reach. Take that, Moa bird. Thankfully, these guys spam frenzy. Wow, my connection is really struggling. Might as well just be recording a VOD or just the video itself at this point. Yeah, 5 unallocated points. Probably because I don't have a stat that I really need to be allocating them into. I think I would like preparations a little bit better if they had some sort of like an ammo count sort of system. I'm not sure if that works for all of them. I would have to think about it. But instead of being a time-based duration, I don't know where their tech was for implementing something like this. But if it was like your next and attacks, obviously they have skills that do that. The weapon skills do that. But if preparations worked that way, that way, like, you could keep them up between things. I would have to look at all of the preparations to see if they would all work with that. But I think they would. Right? I guess maybe not rapid fire, because there's the one that's the increased attack speed. But I mean, it could still have its duration be capped based upon attacks, right? The next and attacks, you attack faster. I mean, that should be able to work. Whoops. That was the wrong button. Okay. My backline just got utterly destroyed. That's not ideal. There we go. Well, I interrupted Flare at least. Okay, they just straight up died. I'm like, here's my interrupt, and then they were keeled over. Target no longer selected. Like, oh, I see how it is. I think I'm happy to have interrupted the minion. Skip that. Take my bones. Talk to Aang. There's my other proof of legend. Need to get that dropped off. I like treasure. Yes, this should go here. No, victory token can go here. guess. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Is the anniversary storage? I need to see how that's gotten. I don't remember. And wow, that was actually pretty decent. I guess this character technically does need some wood, but there will be better sources of wood later. Wood is not hard to come by. Iron is a little bit harder to come by. Not a skill trainer here, right? Just some armor smiths. Oh, there's a skill trainer. Chu Feng Xia. That is a very Chinese feeling name to me. Apply poison. Apply poison is very good. Antidote Signa is extremely good. The thing is, I'm not in a rush to buy skills because I don't know what that aren't Anthem only, I suppose. Furious Axe, for example, Lacerating Chop, except Furious Axe is the only one of those that I think is actually good of those two. Lacerating Chop is alright, but having to strike a knocked down foe is a pretty big ask. Zojin Shot, that would be worth picking up. Yeah, skill unlocked, Zojin Shot. Okay. More expertise, please. Thank you. But I need to see what skills I can potentially get off of doing skill quests and prophecies, because that's cheaper. All right. Who's ready for more of Minister Cho's estate? I might sound less than enthused because I'm less than enthused, but here we are. It's a good idea to do it, get it done. Then we'll probably do Ruins of Sirmia, Boreless Pass, bunch of stuff over in Prophecies. Might do other stuff. Things. Not the world's greatest monk bar. That's for sure. Is it true that we call out our targets by holding control when we're attacking? Yes, it is. It is true. You can do that. Now it's my responsibility to keep everybody alive. Be fine. Lucas will do a good job of holding aggro. Drop a little healing breeze on him. Healing breeze is extremely good in these early stages. Extremely good. Now I need to wait for us to all regroup up by this tree again. It's a bad tutorial when it's boring. I don't know how this is to somebody who's playing the game for the first time. It's really weirdly spaced too. Like you have to do a bunch of stuff before you do it, whereas Troutbeck Village comes immediately after the equivalent of the boardwalk tutorial. Like if you look at Nightfall, so like in this and Nightfall, you have an optional the most basic of basics tutorial, right? The boardwalk and the initial thing with costs. I don't remember it offhand, but it's in the slow playthrough if you want to look it up. And that a very initial bit that you can skip. Like in this one, there's a bunch of stuff that you do before you interesting. Before you can do this mission, right? But in oh yeah, I want to pick that up. Like you can do the whole insignia and everything. And now they're giving you the like, okay, here's some more basics how to play the game. And Troutbeck Village is kind of doing the same thing, but it's positioned in a much better spot. I don't have very much divine favor. Yeah, I could tell. My Signet of Devotion is not healing for very much right now. I mean, it's still free though. But like the having Troutbeck Village, and there's some tutorial quests within the Troutbeck Village mission outpost as well. But it's just much better positioning for those. I think anyway. And I certainly appreciate it. Oh yeah, I'd have Heaven's Delight on my bar. Ugh. 24 health to everybody. It gets up to like 60 at good spec, so that feels very, very weak. It's a 10th of my HP. Soon I return to my homeland. When I left, I was not well respected, thought to be weak. I only hope that my father recognizes that I am no longer a liability to the crab. Yes, Master Togo, you go tank. Or, I guess... Oh, I guess the idea is he runs out there, gets aggro, and then runs them back to where Yujotan is. I don't think I've ever done it that way. There's no reason to. Okay, let's take this a little bit more slowly. Hopefully not aggro all of them at once. That was pretty ugly. I'm gonna heal Master Togo here. He's basically fine, but Yujotan is also using Spirit Rift. I feel like a lot of the warriors have very similar personalities. I don't know. I guess that's not entirely true. Definitely little Tom are pretty different. preemptively aggro these guys because it's probably going to happen anyway. Duskblade. That sounds pretty epic. Probably isn't. Okay, Kasai, you're in the way of my shot. That's actually not bad. I think this is actually better. Might be even better still, but I don't have an ID kit. So that's going to have to get corrected when I get to town. Not having any kits. And solar explosion hit hard. Guards join us. Is most welcome. Yeah, Healing Breeze is easily the strongest thing I got going on right now. Okay, back to the Menagerie. I wonder what Ijo's knowledge of demons are. Demons, as far as I understand it, are some variety of misformed entity, but I'm not 100% sure on the lore for those. Master Togo tanking for us is the level 20. Might even have max armor. Oh, being beset by second warthogs. That's right, they go along this lower path for some random reason. Hopefully we can not have to aggro some of those guys. That would be good. Aha! Use of Heaven's Delight. I wonder if Signet of Rejuvenation will be available up here. Those elementals are dealing a surprising amount of damage. Probably would have helped if I gotten a little bit closer and gotten my henchmen involved. Wonder when I'll get Jamie's gaze. That would be helpful. Yeah, okay. Thought that might be the case, but wanted to start the resurrect anyway. Difficult to heal others when you're getting pressured. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be given a whole lot of opportunity to heal up. But, you know, maybe I can wait. Age this until we've recovered a little bit. Alright, now we can do this. That was a very weird cutscene. I do wonder, because there's some jankiness to the cutscenes that I feel like I don't recall being there in the past. And I do wonder if screen resolution has messed with some of this stuff somehow. I wonder if, sounds like I actually got the gold coins this time. Been dropping, but I haven't necessarily been able to get them. Okay, hang on. Here's the skills person. A bunch of those are prophecies or Kieran's Wrath, which I don't want. Well of Blood would be good. I'm not sure where you get this as a necromancer. Again, I'm hesitant to buy skills that I know. Oh, Healing Whisper, obviously. Are potentially gotten in prophecies until a bit later. Oh, look, reconnection successful. Boy, I am really glad I'm doing a local recording of this because seems like the VOD is going to be horrendous piecemeal. Guardian is really good, but I don't have the attribute points to make it good, so I'm not going to keep using it. Okay. Morimoto, I would like 90 kit and a salvage kit. Thank you. How's this staff looking? Highly salvageable. Certain definitions of those phrases. Bronze shields contain iron. That's how this game works. I don't tend to salvage... This air staff. What is this? Okay, that was wood. I don't tend to salvage axes because they can be extremely hit or miss with what they give you. So it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Okay, and the henchies are all level 10 here, which is nice. Bump up. Okay. Character select. think I might just do Fort Rannoch on her now. That makes the most sense to me. I left myself a bunch of inventory to take care of, apparently. Coral necklaces salvaged plant fibers, pro tip. Ugh. Like, some of these things salvage materials that I do technically want, but they do so at such poor quantities that does not feel like it's worth the charge. Where did they put the shooting line? All the way up here. Gonna go grab that. Let's see what things I might be keeping in my bank for no good reason. Oh, there's sentient seeds. I see. Oh, this is a bunch of stuff from Pre. Half-eaten mass. That icon gets reused. And, yeah. Anyway. Reused. That's that. Got some random quest items. Those are always fun. I can make minions or I can explode corpses. Death magic and beast mastery. That checks out. Okay, let's grab Alicia, Ryan, and Stefan. Reyna is notoriously low damage, they say. And let's go about doing stuff. Good old Fort Rannoch. This is the Cabal armor set. Actually looks pretty good. Kind of lacy stuff going on. But it's very goth. Very goth. I do want to try to make sure Armin Saberlin does not die. What does this one do? Okay, so it bleeds attacking foes. Heal myself a little bit. Mini Master can be quite fun to play. Okay. Yeah, there's Master Sablin. I want to make sure Master Sablin survives. Because at least long enough to give me the bonus. I will want to turn back and grab the quest off of Garn Blanston over there. Gurn, excuse me. Okay, looks like they might be following me. This is acceptable. Okay, looks like we hit a trigger. There's a lot of triggers to encourage enemies to move about in prophecies, so that's something to be aware of. Okay, he's hanging on. Okay. Keeping an eye on them. I want to make sure they're not running off on their own. Because they can and will get themselves killed, and I really don't want that to happen. Beam dropped again at some point in there. And I really need to get this connection thing figured out. Which creates for such an inconsistent streaming experience, or like viewing experience, I am sure. To have the stream just spontaneously cut out. Okay. These guys are coming out a bit separately. Where did he go? No, don't. Please stop. Okay, that's fine. Let's give him a whooping. My son Dieter was scared off by the char. After the first wave, please find him. He's all I have left. Yes, okay. That I needed to do that to be able to activate being able to do the bonus. Which is important to me. Still have a minion running around. That's neat. I don't think Vile Touch is very good. I think it's too expensive for its damage. But anyway. Getting a lot of char carvings. That's interesting. Yeah, there's Trooper Dieter Saberlin. Hopefully we're able to get to him, okay? That is some gnarly roots. Look at all these roots and stuff coming out of this. Wild. These minions are hanging around a lot longer than I expect them to. This is a good thing. They're helping. Just reach that guy with my spell casting. Well, I got a char hide. Alright, well. Some minions from some places are doing some things at some spots. That's how that went. Quite well, actually. The next area is where things kind of get a bit gnarly, though. I don't know. I find these areas a little bit confusing to navigate, though. I think there's just some like spots where the terrain goes up and stuff that it confuses me. I like that animation. Looks really good. Okay, it's this spot right here is kind of nasty. You have to kind of go through this valley, and they got archers raining down on you. And healing am I getting from that? Like nothing? I didn't need to explode that corpse, but here we are. I did anyway. I'm watching this group of char here to the east, seeing if they come. Yeah, they do. They came all the way over here. Wow, okay, I'm still using the starter truncheon. That's a little sad. What's the AoE on this? Nearby? That's actually pretty large. Targeting the martyr first makes sense. They have some potentially strong heals, but can I get a view of what's going on up there? Okay, let's just continue on. The angle is bad for everyone to hit them, so no reason to linger. There goes my cat. Actually hitting something? No, but, you know, they ran past. Made it look like they were busy. Have an abandoned minion. The camera in a little closer than I wanted it. Yeah, I don't know. They're just bringing a lot of carvings with them lately. I should investigate that. Just improved sale value. Well, I mean, I do like that. I do like improved sale value, but I'm in love with you. I was hoping for an actually better weapon than what I'm using. But here we are. Those overseers, as particularly in hard mode, can be kind of challenging to kill. Another minion we go. Char have slaughtered and carried off many of our friends. They must be stopped. I will report back to my father. If you can get to the trebuchets north of here, perhaps there is hope. Here's 1,000 experience points, which in Prophecy's terms is a lot. I think this might actually continue around. I know I got a Char hide back here. Now I just need to check. This is definitely a map where I've gotten very confused about how anything works. Yeah, there's that Char hide that I had dropped for me earlier. I'm looking forward to being able to get the Bloodstain insignia. The thing that lets increases your casting speed of spells at target corpses by 25%. Something to that general effect. Makes it take less time. That's the relevant part. That is the relevant part. You can also go on the path down here. So if you look, I went this way to get to Dieter, and then I'm looping around. You can also just take the path in that way, and it'll kind of go along the other side. Of course, this way means that you're approaching it slightly differently with how you're doing things, but... Barbs is really good with minions. By the by. I think this is the most I've ever used Vile Touch. I mean, it's a touch range skill, right? So you could actually use this on Ranger, but when you're doing that, people are usually using blood magic for the vampiric bite stuff. That guy is super fragile. See if our engineer here will help us fight the Char. Apparently not. Is this better? That one's +3, this one's +6, so that is better. Worst One Eye. Couple Char Fire Callers. And Siege Master Lormar, who was a minor meme at one point in time. Emphasis on minor. Yep, you Char broke the trebuchets, you need replacement parts. On it. A little bit more pleasant if you have more players so you can multitask carrying things back, but it's not too big of a deal. Attack that guy, would you? Okay, he's done. Sure. Works for me. Okay, let's get this turned back in to the Siege Master. I always found it interesting how similar his name is to Lornar's Pass. No, obviously, that'll be a while before I go visit that area. Probably some elites that I'll need to capture in there, but... I think that's Orion's. Trying to identify the firestorm, you know. Let's just take out this other group, and then go get that. I'm backing up a little bit to get the corpses behind me in range. Explode. All right, here, Siege Master. Need an arming crank. Oh. It's not quite as straightforward as I was thinking it was. But here we are. I'm going to grab this frost artifact first, but I'll make my way back around to this arming crank. Pull the lever once to arm it, and pull it again to fire it. After it's been armed. Okay, well that behaved kind of weirdly, but... Boom! Good trebuchet. Nice and impactful. Wish you got an enormous pile of experience from all that, but you know, here we are. Those are demonstration char. Or something. Don't ask me how that works. That'd be a good place to go hit up Aura of the Lich, though. Tell you what. What does this hit? That's good at clearing some stuff out. That one's... I think that there's a spot where if you walk it triggers a bunch of char to congregate together, maybe. I don't know. I think we're probably better off just kind of slowly taking out some groups here. Wait, nope. Nope. There they go. There they go. Alright, that's suboptimal. Okay, we've broken aggro with some of them. Okay, start getting some minions up. You'll notice that I am extremely tanky. That is because I have Corwin's armor, which makes you extremely tanky. Okay, we're taking care of this. We're taking care of business. A little scary there for a moment. And then I started making minions. And things started getting better. My pet just leveled up. I'm like, what was that level up animation about? My pet is now level 8. So that's exciting. Let's just slip past. There's the sack of grain that designates where the things are going to hit. I don't know why. They're calibrated to hit sacks of grain, but here we are. Just need to kill this boss. Got one final char carving. Maybe we need to kill the boss's group. Alright. Excellent. Cool. Cutscene. Cutscene that I'm not watching. But that did get me a proof of legend. Which is excellent. Boy, there's a bunch of things for this character to do, but none of them get me a proof of legend right now, and that is my focus. So, oh look, the connection dropped and came back somewhere in there. That is unfortunate. Add some char carvings to the pile. This stuff is basically not worth salvaging. Yes. I will salvage that. Okay, I was expecting dust and I got granite. That is fine. There's some dust. Dust is useful. Does dusty things. Murak the Shouter doing their best impression of a street preacher. Oh yeah, Charhide. Charhide needs to go. I have Charhides in 2 separate spots for some inexplicable reason. Charhide gets traded in for fur, so it is worth accumulating. This stuff is just worth so little. You're gonna get Bumpkus salvaging it, so best to just merchant it. Okay. I'm going to take a short break. Then we'll be back with the main event. So be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, I return. Did I lose frames in there? Absolutely. And you know it. That's how it's going to work. Okay, time to do Boreless Pass. This is probably going to be vaguely terrible. I don't know how much I actually need that. But I guess it's fine. I can always bring my own copy of Remove Hex, but I think we've got enough of those. So let's just enter mission. Not to be confused with an intermission, which is what we just had. Oh, ho, ho, ho. This one's unpleasant as a physical attacker. Huh. Go off that way. You know, I bet there's a bunch of map to explore over there. Well, I'm not worrying about that. All right, so the plan is more or less yeah, that's adrenaline neutral right now. My plan right now is do a bunch of missions on this character in different regions because this is the character on this account that's furthest along, as you can tell by the presence of things like an elite skill. But we're going to start here in Boreless Pass. Because that's where I had gotten myself set up for on the last stream, if you remember it. You watched it. If not, it's on my channel and you can go check it out. Four storm beacons remain. Now it's 3. Okay. Well, they're going down quickly. Kind of what I expected. But, you know, they are. I think if I can get to Chawbeck Village on this character, that would also be one that's worth doing. Well, that was unfortunate. My adrenaline drained just before I was able to hit him. The Chawbeck Village would be very quick. Planning on doing Runes of Sirmia, Delesio Seaboard. It would be good for me to also get my Dervish up to level 5 so I can go do stuff with her as well for this. Last Storm Beacon by Jolo Lighthaunch. Lichthaunch. I'm trying to... Oh, accidentally hit the wrong F key there. Trying to figure out how to pronounce his name if I pretended I didn't know it was a compound word. Nope, I need to pick up this torch before I can light the beacon. And there's Tolus. A lot of Ascalonian gate guards and stuff. With all the storm beacons, I'll keep them lit. Ooh. Just drank some water and I can feel it inside of me, particularly potently for some reason. Interesting that we fight centaurs in that first part. Fortunately, getting hit is helping charge up my adrenaline. Recharges as the case may be. I could do both point blank shot and Zojin shot on Acolyte Jin now if I wanted to. Which might be worth doing. Dual shot is kind of expensive and a bit underwhelming. Yeah, I'll have to think about doing that. I do have Heal Other unlocked on him, which is nice. I don't know why I picked this up. I mean, I know I need to go blow those things up. I just... Not the best timing I've ever had, is all I'll say on that matter. It's vaguely annoying, but what am I going to do about it? I mean, I could purge conditions to get rid of it, but... I'm trying to remember. Okay, bonus is down there. You can tell just by looking at the map. I think? Pretty sure. Yeah, because that's where it goes. Man, I'm hitting these guys so hard. Ooh, birthday cupcake. I need those for the picnic later, eventually. Okay. Let's take out these ballistae. There's the knockdown. Chilling Hands took the edge off of that, that's for sure. Yeah, these guys are so much below our level that we're getting no experience from them. Is not surprising. Hey, Clean Star. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You missed a bunch of Minister Cho's estate. I assure you it was tedious. Indeed. See, this one's really weird. There's a gate switch here, so instead of blowing this one open, you just pull the switch. This struck me as very odd. Kind of confusing design, frankly. I should put that cesta in my bank. Because I bet my Necro could make use of it. Again, I know there's going to be a lot of like random drop frames and the stream dropping out. It's just frustrating side effective how things are set up at the moment. And hopefully we can get that taken care of at some point soon. Okay, I think I need 2 of these, don't I? I mean, I can only carry 1 at a time, so. Yeah, because I need one to open this gate, and then I need another one to blow open the snow behind him, which I've often found to be a bit tricky to position, or I have at times in the past. We'll see if I manage it this time. I think if you put it kind of in the snow, I think it'll work. Oh, that one just went off. You could see the sparks from it. At least I could. I just realized sprint was back up. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, okay, it did. As I think the problem is I've tried to explode this object, which doesn't actually exist. You can see I can walk right through it. And you actually need to explode the snow. Faint-heartedness is quite annoying. Well, I can really feel that faint-heartedness on me. My attack speed just plummets. Okay, let's examine what's going on here. Halves casting time of spells, chance 8%. Well, that is distinctly better than the starter Cesta that my Necro currently is using, so. Absolutely go in the bank to be used. What do these fangs turn into? Oh, dust. Interesting. Not what I would have guessed. Improved sale value is always welcome. At least salvageable. I am going to need more kits. I just realized that both of them just broke. I love the idea of chests. I just wish they were better. My 4 copies of Remove Hex putting in work. Excellent. Bonus obtained. Nobody has any, like, spare useful attribute points, right? Oh, Milani does. Faith Mastery. I was just thinking about that, so I'm glad I checked. Yeah, because I have access to Zojin's shot now, so I definitely should be replacing dual shot. Dual shot's just... If you're not... Like, she's not got any preparation, so if you don't have any preparations, it's just so weak. I just didn't have a whole lot of skills available, so... Why everybody's running remove hacks. Not the worst thing, quite frankly, to be able to remove a bunch of hexes when you get in these areas and they just pile them up on you, but... Okay, now we can finally go open that. Pull that lever to open the gate. Again, this is just such a weird decision to me to suddenly make this particular gate require you pull the switch. But here we are. I do find it interesting, just looking at my armor here, the Charhide armor, that there's some lines in Guild Wars 2 about that. It's interesting. I was thinking talking earlier about how you can get iron ingots out of a bronze shield, and how that feels a little silly. But on the other hand, if the alternative is something like, I mean, there's plenty of alternatives to it, but the Guild Wars 2 crafting system just feels so overwrought to me. There's just a lot of, I don't know. This is the sort of thing it's interesting to me. Like, I may ramble for a bit. My stream, I'm going to ramble. The Guild Wars 2 crafting system, right? It has all of these different tiers, but your goal is basically to get maxed, and so it's a big grind to kind of do that. But one of the weird side effects about these different tiers is that, like, they have this, trying to figure out how to order my thoughts here. I know what my thoughts are, but ordering them is another matter. So there's this thing going on with them where you have, once you get, with the expansions, everything's geared at max level. And that means the stuff that you're getting salvages to mithril and very rarely orichalcum or elderwood, or whatever. Tier 5 materials with occasional tier 6. And that means that you end up, but like the same sort of things going on with the harvesting nodes. So you end up with these gluts of like the tier 5 materials, but it's not actually useful for crafting the higher level equipment, right? Because you need the tier 6 materials for that. So they ended up with this huge pile of functionally useless crafting materials that then they have to try to give some use to. Because it's just like, it's glutting up the economy. It's really funny. Iron, last I checked, iron in Guild Wars 2 is worth more than mithril per like ore chunk or whatever. Just because you get so much more mithril in that game. But so they had to so they added things to give use to lower tier materials, and it feeds into like legendaries and stuff. But it's like they have to keep adding stuff onto this crafting system to try to balance their economy because of all of these different tiers that they have with it, effectively devaluing anything below the highest one.
Ah, my good and excellent friends. I got pinned down here in Croc's Hollow when the Stone Summit attacked.
Good thing we arrived when we did.
I owe you many thanks. I would raise a pint of dwarven ale in your honor, but there is still much work to do.
Well, perhaps when everyone is safely through Borless Pass.
Agreed. But now I must go back and lead our people to Grubel's Gulch.
Croc's Hollow is where we're at right now.
You go on ahead and clear the way. Secure a shelter for the night, and then we'll see about that ale.
As you wish, my prince.
Talk to King Ironhammer. He'll help you garner safe passage into the gulch. I will see you there.
The good dwarfs of Deldramore thank you for your help.
We do what we can to honor the old alliances.
Then the Deldramore dwarfs will honor them as well. Your prince's request for passage through the mountains has been granted. Take this enchanted torch and light the beacon outside Grubel's Gulch. My brother, Breknar Ironhammer, will open the gate for you once he sees the arcane flame. Your people will be safe in the gulch for the night.
Thank you, King Ironhammer.
Anything for our friends. Now, waste no more time here. Night will be upon you, and your people will freeze in the cold without shelter. Follow me to the gate.
But it's just interesting how much of the decisions about like what stuff will cost to make legendaries is to try to find sinks for the crafting materials that they kind of inadvertently just give you just tons of because of the way the salvaging system works and stuff, because they don't want to give you nothing but the max tier 6, so they give you a ton of tier 5, and then they have to find sinks for tier 5. It's just an overwrought crafting system, in my opinion. But they're kind of stuck with it. And now, because of that, being stuck with it, they have to find ways to work with it. And it just adds layer upon layer. It's also like the addition of recipes and not just having everything be discovery, and I don't know. Guild Wars 2 is a very complicated game in a lot of ways. And it's like, as complicated as this game can be, I think there's a lot of ways in which Guild Wars 2 is really complicated in a lot of ways that are a lot more subtle. And I think, all told, Guild Wars 2 is probably a more complicated game than this game. It's just the implication of the interactions and the skill system in this game are... There's a lot of complexity there. And so it's not... I think the complexity in Guild Wars 1 is a lot more concentrated, whereas in Guild Wars 2, there's more complexity, but it's more diffused. If that makes sense. Interesting to think about. I am glad I gave the expansions a try, though. They really did do a lot in terms of the design of the enemies and such to address... It's design of the enemies, but it's also elite specs. Elite specializations, making the classes more interesting to play. But it did a lot to address my issues with the gameplay of Guild Wars 2. Unfortunately, the core experience is still pretty boring. Which is also where the lower tier crafting materials dwell. And the only reason you care about those is because they make them necessary for ascended materials. Then that also gives value to them. It's just a very complicated system. Wow, we've got a lot of these dwarven soldiers still alive. I feel like they tend to die out more than they did this time. Not sure what the difference was. Hey, we killed him before he got giant stomp off. Now that is nice. And then mirrors the start of the mission as we have more storm beacons to light. Died from like the bleed or something, or at the same time he got the giant stomp off. Okay, storm beacon, the final. There we are. You get a skill point from this, but not from the bonus. Just the bonus is just experience points. But you know, I also kind of want to work towards Guardian a little bit theoretically.
The beacon! It's lit! The way must be clear. Now is our chance. We make for Grubel's Gulch.
That's nice. The wagon is moving. Now, obviously, it's got some IK issues, but having the people in it is really cool, too. I like that. I like that they're able to do that. Yeah, I definitely feel like that there's some sudden camera whips and pans and stuff where I feel like there's got to be something wonky going on. And I feel like it might be the resolution.
Fighting has stopped. They must have had too much ale tonight.
No. That was no brawl. I could swear I heard the shouts of men.
What would men be doing on Shiver Peak?
I do not know. These are strange days.
Sir, the beacon has been lit.
Impossible. The Stone Summit would never abandon their posts.
The flames burn brightly, sir. And there is more. A band of men are marching for the gulch. They're approaching the gate.
So, it was men who lit the beacon.
Whoever it was, they had to get through Dagnar's men to do it. Any enemy of the Stone Summit is a friend of Deldrimor. Open the gate! Captain, prepare quarters!
Dagnar Stonepit, of course, being the leader of the Stone Summit.
I am Brechnor Ironhammer, Lord of Grubel's Gulch.
I am Rurik of Ascalon. Your brother, the king, speaks highly of your hospitality.
My brother tells the truth. What brings you here?
I'm leading these refugees over the Shiver Peaks. We wish to cross Boreless Pass into the human kingdom of Kryta.
Well then, Rurik of Ascalon, welcome to Grubel's Gulch. You are free to stay with us as long as you will.
Thank you, mountain friend. Rin is forever in your debt.
Kind of makes you wish you could have had some interactions with the dwarves and pre-searing, even though it doesn't 100% make sense. Like, pre-searing takes place over the course of a day. And it's easy to forget that fact, but it is very brief, in truth. And it would have been neat to have covered, I don't know. I want a prequel to this game, is really what I'm saying, I think. Okay, let's take my proofs of legend. I think I was putting these in 2, yeah. Right, I needed kits and stuff, and I wanted to put this one, put it there. Okay, hang on. Let's go a merchanting. This is Grubel's Gulch, by the way. I know it's called Frostgate because that's the name of the mission. But it's actually Grubel's Gulch. It's just highly salvageable. Yeah, because when these things are improved sale value, it's super worth. Yep, 6 ingots. Excellent. Okay, let's go to the Great Temple of Balthazar. Because I want to... Oh, do I have something to turn in here? I do. Excellent. What is the mission right now? A gate too far. I'll pick it up. Be a bit before I do some of these. Might as well get going with them. So that can go there. What do I want to talk to here? Oh no, it's not G-Tob. It's Embark Beach. Excuse me. That's who I needed to talk to. I am losing frames way too fast. Robert G. it should be over in this area, you're right. Yeah. The Sierra just... It's good to see you again, hero. I hope you have fared well in battle. No, that's dishonest, for I know exactly how well you have performed. We, the sworn of the Zaishin, have witnessed your contributions from afar. Offer your blessing of Balthazar. When may it be... Using your shovel. I think that's the torment weapon. Okay, an anniversary storage voucher. Oh, wondrous. Tell me, did you relive a mighty battle? Perhaps a comfortable journey across distant lands, a daring infiltration into a secret lair? A quest for a fabled blade across the frozen Northlands? Wait, is this a reference? Is a quest for a fabled blade across the frozen Northlands? Is that talking about the Silver Edge? A moment of courtesy between former enemies. Ah, but don't let me forget. I promised you a reward for sharing this with me. Take this as a memory of our own meeting. There we go. Right then. I don't know if this just straight up gives it to you. Who would I want? I'm going to bring my assassin here and talk to Sierra. Hang on. Let's put these... I can put these back in the bank. It does not matter. Actually... See, I should be able to find a gallery. Did I mean tormented weapons? Probably. Gallery of tormented weapons, that's what I want. I mean, if I get tormented maul, but I don't care as much for the sword. The shield is pretty cool. The daggers are alright. Okay. Sworn to fire. If you're looking for the leaders... I'm trying to determine what's going on here. Oh, okay. The torment thing I think is Wayfarers. This unlocks the Hound of Balthazar. A gift? Speak with Wynn in the Zaishin Menagerie. You will find I've already made arrangements since your gift is waiting. Use it wisely and stay ever vigilant. This world can ill afford to lose someone so important to our cause. Okay, so that unlocks the Hound of Balthazar in the Zaishin Menagerie. Okay, so the thing that I'm looking to get for my monk is Astral Pillar. You can see its enchantments last 20% longer, which is really nice to have. Plus, it looks cool. I don't care about the Ritualist one is also good, but I'm not making Ritualist. High Noon would be nice to have, as well. Basically, I want several different things. Most of these I don't care too terribly much about, quite frankly. But Whisper would be nice to pick up. Prominence would be reasonable to pick up. Arbalist is good. But the Proof of Triumph is the thing that I want most right now. So, yeah. Actually, those daggers would be... The thing is, like, they're really cool, but you get so many Zealous daggers from endgame things that it's just kind of unimportant. So for right now, I don't have an immediate use for this because it's obviously none of my characters are far enough to be able to capture any of those. So it will just live here in my bank. All right, time to go back to Lion's Arch. I have not unlocked Canthan Travel yet. That'd be good to do at some point. I think for now I'm gonna head on over to Delesio Seaboard. I do need to do Ruins of Sirmia at some point as well. I got the most important thing to get from the anniversary event, but getting those daggers would be a nice like jump up, but it's not critical. Oh, right. I just remembered I could do that. Let's see this. I'm just trying to think through skills here. Do I want... Nah, this is fine. We're fine. We're over leveled, so it's fine. Just switching some skills around a little bit. I don't like to bring resurrection skills on monks, or on the healers, I should say, because time that they spend resurrecting you is time that they are not spending keeping you alive. Or, you know what I mean. Just make all of those use not the same person. And we're good. Basically, if the monks, or if the healers are resurrecting, they're not healing. So I'd rather somebody else be resurrecting. That's all I mean by that. I'm glad that they made the 15th anniversary weapons golds instead of greens. Just being able to put in the mods that you want is really nice. I was just reflecting that Rival Skies would be kind of cool to get on this character. Yeah, I need to spend a lot more time playing this game for y'all, with y'all. I don't know. Getting these characters further along, because yeah, it's a grind to do a bunch of these, but it would be, if I had access to a bunch of missions, then I could get everybody more of these things, and that would be neat. I mean, not important in many regards, but it would be neat. Hey, Emu. Welcome. Yeah, I have a fondness for Warrior. Thank you. Bandit Trouble as well. Alright, let's see. Did anybody get levels off of that? Yes, Koss did. Jin did. Brain Auto completed that to Jin Gataxius, which is nothing to do with this game. Yeah, it's just a lot more convenient to use heroes. Coordinating with other people is... It's much easier to do if you have population density, which this game definitely has an active player base, don't get me wrong, but the density tends to not be there. So for a lot of people, it's kind of more of a single-player game, unless you're starting to get to high-end stuff, in which case heroes don't cut it for speed clears and stuff. There's definitely people who can and do party up, but I don't think this game would have been able to stick around as long as it has if they hadn't introduced heroes. Because it is a party game. You need a party to do it. And henchmen were a great idea, but they don't hack it as much. It's nice that you can also play with one or two other people and fill out with heroes. The build system's really good though. I'm not done getting blinded, apparently. These guys are really annoying for that. They have similar enemies in the Shards of Ore dungeon. There's a lot of blinding issues there, too. I'm not going to do the bonus here because that requires me to carry a friggin' jar. And that is awful. This is Hakewood. Yeah, there's Benji McCullough. Fighting Nizza the Sickle. You'd make a good White Mantle Guard, just like my brother. The undead are a huge problem here. Oh yeah, these guys probably use the skill that why am I blanking on the name? It's the Blood Magic Dark Bond, I think, that redirects damage you take to your minions. I think it's a pretty good skill. I sometimes make a MM BIP using that skill. Because, I mean, if you're doing Blood is Power, you're in Blood Magic, obviously. And that allows you to make your BIP a bit tankier. Because if they're redirecting a bunch of the damage they're taking to minions, then they're not taking it, as it were. And BIPs do have a tendency to get focused down because they make their HP so low. AI likes to prioritize hitting the lower armor, lower HP. Am I missing a spot? Anymore? Okay, I think I can just... If I talk to him, I think he tells me... Yeah, he just gives me the info about the bonus. I am not doing the bonus because, as I said, that it requires you to carry a thing, and you can't set it down. That's the thing, is you have to carry it the whole time. That's definitely something that works better when you're partying up with people, because then one of the casters can carry it, and it's not a problem, but I need my hands to hold my weapons and not the offering pot. Last time I was in this map, I was doing War in Krydo and with my play group. Well, the other person I play with. On Sundays. We don't stream that, though. More victory tokens. Too late, I already purged conditions for myself. Ha 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 ha. Ooh, good. I need enough birthday cupcakes to cover all of my characters. But the scavenger hunt eventually. I think I undervalue purge conditions a little bit. The 20-second recharge is quite long. Its ability to just remove an entire stack at once is, and not have any attribute requirement, is really nice. I think it would be really interesting for some of these skills, like purge conditions, if the attribute scaling decreased recharge time as well. Because I don't. Do they have? I think they have some skills that have recharge time functionally scale, but it's like a disable, right? This skill disables itself for X seconds, and it decreases based upon your level. No, this is the tedious part. Protecting Confessor Dorian. There's the Rasat structures. I've not had too many coughing problems today. I'm definitely doing a lot better. For those, to give context for the future, I've been sick a lot lately, and that's included a lot of random coughing. So, doing a lot better in that regard, and I'm glad for that. It's a long, long stretch. Protect Confessor Dorian from the undead. You can run here and just go get the scepter from Dinas, but I don't know how well these guys are gonna tank, so I don't think I'm going to try to shorten it. Unless it seems like I have a really good opportunity to do so. Oh, these might actually be worth salvaging. Well, that starts to feel kind of worth it. Certainly compared to the stuff from Ascalon that was just giving me one. Spinning moves are not good against enemies who are actively moving. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick Koss here. See if the rest of us can just go and make our way to Dynas, because I don't feel like sitting through all of this. That could go poorly. I don't like how Koss's HP is looking. I don't like how Confessor Dorian's HP is looking either. Okay. I mean, he's holding on. I want to clear these guys out. Koss is going to have a hard time dealing with these sorcerers for the same reason I'm having a hard time dealing with them. Keep spamming blind skills on me. There we go. Managed to get a good hit in. Might not have guts, but didn't like being eviscerated. Okay, I cleared things out enough again that I'm happy to continue attempting to make my way to Dynas. Dynas? I think it's Dynas. I would have to watch cutscene. There's no Shadow Stalker. You got this, Koss. Maybe. And it's got Blinding Flash. Okay, maybe I'm just doing whole defense. It's fine. It's fine. Usually if I want to just have somebody stay here, it's an SOS, so... Besides, they're giving really good loot. Okay. Now let's go again. Maybe. Oh yeah, Koss can take these rangers though. Okay, last one can go. Koss can deal with it. I am doing a really poor job of executing this strategy. That could be good. I unlocked a major protection parachute. Okay. Please tell me Koss is making himself alive. He is. There we go. Now all I need to do is talk to Dinas, and we're good.
I know who you are. You're the heroes everyone is talking about.
That's right. And we're here to escort you back to the Temple of Tolerance.
We can't go back to the temple. It's swarming with undead.
That's already been taken care of. The temple is safe again.
Oh, thank the heavens. Confessor Dorian will be very pleased to have the scepter back. Very pleased indeed.
Then let's not keep him waiting.
Big. But only warthogs win prizes. There's still a bunch of undead there. That's hilarious. Yeah, I left a bunch of undead there.
Step forward. You have taken great risk today, placing yourself bravely in harm's way. In the face of overwhelming odds, you and your comrades chose the hero's path, and for that, I am in your debt. For your service to the White Mantle, it is my great pleasure to induct you into our organization and bestow upon you the title of Knight of the Mantle. Arise, Knight of the Mantle, and join your brothers in arms.
Funny seeing all of the undead still fighting. Okay then. Excellent. That gives me another one. I'm just gonna stick that there. Might want major protection. I'll figure that out later. Yes, the quest item. A little more knight and a bit less mantle. Very cool. Now have the anniversary storage as well, which is nice. I think I'm going to stick this in my bank as well. I probably won't use that for long, but I don't want to use it for now. Yes, I thought this buckler might give me some iron, and it did. I do need to start using some expert salvages and stuff on things, but starting to get to the point where it makes sense to ID these. Yeah, that improved their values a lot. Okay. Let's turn in this... Wow, that warps you from there all the way over to there. That is wild. I'd been thinking about running this character over to Sanctum K, but that would have been a track and a half. Let's see. I want to go out the north exit. Oh, here's what I can do with victory tokens. In Isaku. You can make birthday cupcakes out of 10 tokens. 5 for various things there, and 10 for other things here. Okay, cool. We'll see if I get enough to actually do anything with those. Did I do that defense? Not sure. I wonder if anybody ever collected any footage of the whole dealio with them. There's a lot of, I guess, marketing. We're being realistic about it. Leading up to the release of factions, and Dalos, Icarus, and Micah Ulrikar over here are part of that. This is a Luxon and a Kurzik sort of Romeo and Juliet story, and there's a whole thing that played out leading up to the factions release that saw them like come here and get established and stuff. But it's just the remnant now. What's this? A token of Janthir? I think I was hoping for a little more knight and a little less mantle out of Karaya. Well, I guess there's not to be done, but hope this thing works. Indeed. Is that shield actually better than what I've currently got? 6 requires 4 tactics, armor plus 5 while attacking, minus 10 while casting. Straight up is just 9 armor. But more, yeah, that's definitely better. Not that I have any tactics right now either way. Get that. Put in all of these. Okay. Now I want to go to some 4-person areas, right? Yeah. I think actually I'm going to go to Commandant first. Yes, I know. Because if I can go to Chur or Chawbek Village, that would allow me to be able to get one here, which would speed things up for me. 15 gold. Eh. I think I need to do command training also, so I might as well grab that while I'm here. Yeah, for fields. Okay. Might as well do command training so that way I can progress that. Going through Nightfall, but that was maybe not the most optimal time to take a drink of water. Hey, tactician. You go capture these areas. This is kind of a boring mandated thing. I should take care of this scale, no problem, but Oh, healing the wounded villager. They keep running off because the villager is perpetually getting conditions and stuff. I understand the tutorial. I just kind of wish there was some way for them to flag account-wide that you'd done this, so we don't have to keep doing it on every character. But oh well, it is what it is. Tutorials are important. You need to teach people how to play the game. And if you don't make them mandatory, people will think they know what they're doing and skip them, and then not know what they're doing and then complain. One of the things that's being done these days, oh, I think I need to return to area 1, to really help with that is making tutorial stuff come up in a context-sensitive way. So where it's like, that's almost not worth picking up. That's 1 gold. But where you pop up the tutorial information when it's relevant to the gameplay situation. So a good example of that actually in Guild Wars 2 is they'll pop up like tutorial things. I need to go this direction actually. When the situation comes up, so they do a better job of that there. I mean, it's an industry wide thing that's kind of changed over time. And it's better to have, it's better to parcel out your tutorial rather than front load it if you can, just because it's a lot more palatable that way, quite frankly. And doing it all at once can be quite tedious. But tutorialization is difficult because you need people to be able to know how to play your game, or they're not going to. And they can, bounce and stuff. And the other question too is like, how much gamer knowledge do you expect people to have? We are going to absolutely trounce these because this is normal mode. Meant for characters who are like maybe level 2. But this is the Minister Chose Estate for this campaign, right? And it's just so much better. Because if you know what to do, you can blitz through it in a few minutes rather than and ignore all of this dialogue. But if you don't know what you're doing, then this dialogue is actually quite useful. It also just occurs at a much better time in the from a pacing standpoint. Like, this forces instead of I was just talking about parceling out tutorials, but like, if you have this key information that you're trying to convey and you are waiting until it's so long that players might have figured it out themselves, I don't know. The timing of Mr. Chose feels late for the information it's providing relative to everything else that's going on. This is a hard game to tutorialize anyway. That 1 gold I was talking about, because it's split among your party, right? So each person gets 1. Heroes take gold. Okay, well, that went nice and quickly. No, hi. Yeah, I made it out of command training in one piece. Okay. Might as well talk to Castell and Puba here. You handled command training like a true leader. Well done. I'm glad to see you are taking this problem so seriously. When you're ready to go on the offensive against Varish, speak to me again when you're ready for your assignment in the coming battle. Securing champions done. I am not doing that right now, but cool. Okay. I want to go do Ruins of Sirmia. Where am I sticking these? Right over here. Need 3 more. Actually, I'm going to stick this battle commendation over here. Right, that's my old tall shield. Okay, so cloth is fine. Goodbye to that NPC. Let's go back to Lion's Arch and then to Ruins of Sirmia. Is this easy? I don't remember. Do I already have Menlo's request? I don't want it to go do Eye of the North stuff because this character is just like kind of underprepared. But oh, it's you. Menlo has been looking for you looking all over for you. Apparently, he has received a letter with some disturbing news. A letter sent by an old friend of his from Cantha. He asked me to tell you to meet him out in North Creta Province. If I happen to see you, he's probably waiting out there right now. Menlo looked pretty upset. You may want to go talk to him. I think I'm going to go do this, get this taken care of, so I'll stop popping up. How's that for motivation? Hey, Menlo. In my younger days, I trained in the distant land of Cantha at the famous Xingje Monastery. I studied under Master Togo himself, and he's almost as famous as the monastery he runs. Though it has been years since I have seen Master Togo in Cantha, his lands will remain in my heart always. I would not be the monk I am today if not for the lessons I learned there. Hello, I am glad First Watch Sergio found you. I'm afraid I have some bad news. I have received a letter from my old teacher in Cantha, Master Togo of Xingje Monastery. Maybe you've heard of him. It seems a violent and horrific plague has spread like wildfire through the streets of Cantha and threatens to destroy all of Kaineng City. He has asked that I organize a group of skilled heroes and take them with me to Cantha, where we can fight this evil at its source. I'll be traveling to Cantha shortly. If you're up to the task, talk to Jaiju Tai in Lion's Arch. Book passage to Cantha and meet me there. We have to talk to him outside because they can't just spawn him inside. There would later be invented solutions to this particular problem, but we're not later, we are now. So here we are. Get these two back on before I start accepting quest rewards. I'll talk to Ethan for you. Take me to Cantha. Let's go. Yes. I know there was a bunch of dialogue there that I didn't read, but that's okay. Man. I do like Cantha. Welcome to Cantha. We're in dire need of heroes right now. Listen, a bunch of foreigners just left for Buckdeck Byway, and they said they're going to go look for someone named Master Togo. One of them, Menlo, I think. His name was left a message for you to meet him. He's a nice enough fellow, but a little distracted by the sassy little blonde he had with him. Yeah, Sin is distracting for a lot of people. Yay! Axe Mastery. Okay. Oh, hey, Menlo. Aiden, Eve, Devona, Sin, and Jamie. Jemai? Something like that. Menlo and I were at school together. We were best friends, inseparable, really. He was a serious one, the optimist. I was the joker and the cynic. We complemented one another perfectly. Oh, I am so squishy right now. Yeah, that was painful. It's so good to see you. That's Shemai? Menlo, he's a girl. All those stories about your old friend growing up, and you never told me. You never asked him, and I don't see why see that it matters. There's so many, Menlo. I swear, it seems looking back that there was not a day we were apart. Not a day apart. Their interactions are amusing. Oh, I need to speak with him. This is where they really start leaning on this. This fire is the magic she wields, eh? Oh, in Buckdeck Byway, this is Bajunkin Pier. Bloop. I did not have to watch all of that, but hey, hopefully people enjoyed it. Let's go. I am getting hungry. Right. I got slightly turned around in my head in terms of where you end up from where. Okay, let's go talk to some Shunlai chests. I need more stuff to be able to make armor here. And by stuff, I mean crafting materials. Not like a bad idea to make armor. It's just, for a new account, it's kind of expensive to make armor. This account is quite new. It has a whole 9 platinum to its name, plus assorted random other accoutrements. Penetrating chop is not bad. Furious axe is pretty nice. Actually, Gift of Health would be a good pickup on this character. Yeah, like None Shall Pass right here functionally has the ability to decrease its recharge. I don't think there's anything here that I'm like urgently wanting. Definitely good stuff to get at various points. Like I said, Gift of Health is fairly nice on secondary. But I don't think I need to spend any funds on skills just yet. I will want to obviously pick up skills at some point in time, but it's just not an immediate priority right there because I want to get a bunch of skills from... I mean, I just need more account resources, I guess is what it kind of comes down to. There is a good skill here, I believe. But I don't really want to do much here without being able to get max armor. And honestly, I should probably save funds for other characters. Hanzo, what sort of... I mean, this is technically better, but I cannot afford that right now. Yeah, see. Xingji's interesting. Warrior Xingji armor uses cloth and linen. Or damask, excuse me. Huh. That is unexpected. Ascalonian armor uses tanned hide and steel. Like the same starter stuff. Anthan armor uses iron and steel. One of the big things is I just don't have a supply of steel ingots right now. So, I don't know what armors I'm gonna want, but okay, let's just kick these two to the curb. Got a really awkward amount. Let's just do that, I guess. It's probably slightly better. Lion's Arch. Okay, let's go do Ruins of Sirmia. And I need like 2 more from somewhere. Oh right, this is the place where I hit the intermission button. Should be fairly easy, but long. I do like this mission. I like a lot of the vistas here. I think there's a lot of really neat scenery. This bit in particular, at the start, is really cool. Unfortunately, there's a large number of devourers, but all this stuff is so low level. Oh, that's why I should have brought Fury Sacks. I do need more tactics skills, but I'll unlock them with time. Again, there's a lot of the skills that I want. I'm like, these are prophecies, or these are in prophecy, so they're either core or prophecy skills. Am I going to get these off of a quest? And I randomly crit for 123 damage. I've 13 axe mastery means that I'm actually doing a lot of damage with my axe, and it's not like a spectacular axe by any means. It is the most bare bones you can get, but it is still max damage, so I think once I finish this, I might see if I can't get my dervish up a little bit higher level so I can go do Public Village on her. But it's been a little over 3 hours. I don't know. I have to see where I'm at with her. She needs to be level 5 to be able to do Chobek. That eviscerate was overkill. I kind of want to get this character around a bit more. And a lot of this is because I need breath, like be able to do missions in a lot of different world regions. I just don't have access to that many right now. Like I could get this character back and do like Zen Daijun or Minister Cho's Estate. that might be what I do. I think I'll probably stream again sometime this week. Not just today. Yeah, there goes lightning reflexes popping up. Axe definitely has a big range, that's for sure. Curious to see how big the file is for the local VOD recording. I'm not planning on editing it or anything. It'll just be however. And I accidentally started walking downstairs. I think I might hang on to that shield and expert salvage it just for a chance at steal. I need to begin giving myself those opportunities. I do need to be accumulating steel for armor. I think one of the big challenges that you run into with getting armor is that until you get to like max level enemies, or like you need the enemies to be dropping gear of sufficient highness of value that it actually contains materials, like a decent number of materials to salvage out of it. And that so like once you get to like max level, you're able, and like max level enemies and stuff, you're able to like get a lot more of those resources, but it just takes time to get there. And it's that transition point between the enemies don't drop much stuff, but like they're appropriate to your level, to like the enemies are dropping good stuff, but you need to get your armor caught up to them. Like that's a difficult inflection point, and I think Prophecies handles it the best because it's the slowest progression, and it's too fast in the other games, and it's hard to get the resources. It saddens me to see Ascalon in ruins as well, Prince Rorik. It's unfortunate that Prince Rorik's, in particular it's in this mission, his AI has a tendency to get him to charge off in random directions that can get him killed, and that tendency has gotten Prince Rorik despised by the community because he's causes them to fail this mission. It's really mainly this mission too. It can be Nolani Academy, but this is the one where he's especially bad about it. And so it's like this mission tanked Prince Rorik's reputation, and he's a really heroic figure in many regards, and he's tragic in others, and it's complicated, right? Back in college, I wrote an essay for one of my English classes. There's a, I don't know if it's still going on, but at the time, there was a branch of the Game Developers Conference that had a narrative design contest, or a narrative essay contest, basically where you'd analyze a game's narrative and write an essay about it, and you could submit it to this contest, and if you won the contest, then you'd get to go to that particular branch of GDC. But anyway, the college class that I was in had you write essays and submit them to that. And I wrote one on prophecies, but it's kind of tailored. There's a couple of things. It was kind of tailored to my particularly unique professor, who loved the hero's journey and Joseph Campbell and all that, and Jungian psychology and stuff. He was a very interesting individual. But I just know a lot more about the game now, and I kind of want to reapproach that concept of like doing an in-depth analysis of the story of prophecies. I might do that at some point. I've got so many different writing projects that are kind of like, I pick at them every now and then. I think that, yeah, Rurik walks up to it and it opens. I know the story a lot more thoroughly now, and I know a lot more of the nuanced levels and stuff. I remember writing that about some of the interesting contrasts in pre-steering, where you have like spring flowers as well as autumnal and green. It's a bit seasonally confused, and that's rather interesting. And I remember writing about how it kind of showed like the kingdom is coming towards an end, but it's not time for it yet, or something like that. I did win with that essay, by the way. It was very cool. But anyway. It wasn't just my professor who liked it. But it's interesting how our perspectives can mature over time. I think one of the big things for me is seeing some more of the depth and complexity with the perspectives of King Adelbern and Prince Rurik. I think the devs themselves kind of lost track of over time as well, because we tend to get an idea in our head of what the story is, but it can often be oversimplified. And there's a lot of like little nuanced details. Of course, there's also one of my biggest complaints about the prophecies story, lore, and this kind of applies to the other games too, but it feels most significant in prophecies, is that there's just a lot of recent history gaps. Where we should be able to have more knowledge of the last like 20 years of what happened in the game than I feel like we do. Particularly in-game. It's very odd to me that for a game named Guild Wars, the Guild Wars are a historical element rather than a current one. I've just gone in a circle. I was rambling, I wasn't paying attention, and I went in a circle. Go me. Time to drink some water, I guess. Oh yeah. Love me some water. But like just some of the nuance of like, okay, we get inducted into the King's Vanguard, and that colors our perspective on things. And like there's a whole thing to analyze with Nash Underfoot is such a good name. With Althea, because it's unclear whether or not Prince Rurik actually married Althea or if they were just engaged. But regardless, you know, she dies, and ooh, Monster's Claw. Now that is some good stuff. Wow, that was a very lucky drop. And like for the longest time, I thought the breach was a breach that the Char made rather than a breach that Duke Baradin made. But it's a breach that Duke Barradin made, not the other way around. It's easy to miss that detail.
Gods, how long have you been out here, man?
I don't know. Since my unit was taken at the end of the last Guild War, I think. Since the sky rained fire and destroyed Ascalon.
You've been here since the searing? That's over 2 years. Are there others?
Yes, the remnants of my unit. The Flaming Scepter mages.
Soldiers who have been slaves since the end of the war?
They're being held in the ruins of the old capital, Draskir.
Then we go to Draskir.
My lord, night is falling. If we don't head for the wall now, we may all be captured.
I understand the dangers, but Balthazar be damned if I allow those soldiers to remain slaves to the Char.
Oh, okay.
I can show you where they are being held.
That's really funny.
Very good. We head north then, to Draskir.
So we learn in Guild Wars 2 that Balthazar does in fact get damned. So maybe the fact that Prince Rook abandons the Flaming Scepter mages in the teleporting device is the reason why Balthazar is damned in Guild Wars 2. I don't think that's actually the case, but that's a really funny headcanon. Excuse me. Thankfully, there have not been very many coughs this stream. Just a handful. Okay. Get Prince Rook over to the gate. I'm gonna clean up this char over here. Man, this is so much easier with this party of level 7. Like, 16 is the lowest level, right? So much easier with this party to fight these things than it was going through Fort Rannoch on the Necro with Henchies. Okay, and this gives opportunity for Prince Rook and Errol to stand there and not get themselves killed. Which is precisely what we want. I'm doing the bonus here. Wow, that's strange looking. Not seeing any faction there. Neither Krzik nor Luxon. I didn't realize that they hid the ones that you didn't have because it's been so long. I wasn't paying attention to that screen earlier. Watched the road for 10 years. I've watched this road for 10 years. We used to come by around this time with fresh brazier fire detector at the temple. Find the char flame corridor and destroy the flame keepers. And I don't. Obviously, that was 8 years before the searing that she started watching this road, so that was probably during the Guild Wars. Remember, the capital of Draskir is just up here, right? I would really, really, really love a map of Ascalon during its heyday. I think that would be really cool. Stevenson. Rena Stevenson. You guys are very slow. Fortunately, this is a very easy stealth mission. Just keep your distance enough and you'll get there. Class has a reasonable bar. I could put Healing Whisper on Dunkoro if I wanted to now. As I got that unlocked on my monk. I wonder if Seitung would have stronger armor. That might be something to look into. I never thought about going to Seitung to get like intermediary armor for a character in Prophecies, but it doesn't sound entirely unreasonable. Don't mind if I do. Okay, I need to make sure I have some inventory space here. We got through the gate. That's the irrelevant thing here. I did not realize my inventory was so full of random junk. That'd be a waste of a summoning stone to grab that. That's the other gate. That'll lead out the exit. We're going to take it later. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to just salvage a few things down just to clear up some inventory space. Neat. Okay. I need to make sure I have at least one slot open. At the end for getting the roof. So that's something we need to be aware of. The anniversary event itself is dramatically increasing the amount of stuff I'm getting, so. There we go. Managed to dislodge the stuff going on. Sanctuary mission complete. Excellent. Leave this way. Do I have the Cities of Ascalon quest? Okay, I do. I need to make sure I'm interacting with this monument. Over there. But this is the weird thing about prophecies is they kind of stuck important. Okay, that doesn't go anywhere. They kind of stuck important stuff in missions. So you mission like maps, so you have to like go into those to be able to interact with them. Gurn Blanston having that random quest that you can pick up in Fort Rannoch. The only quest that is acquired in the middle of a mission. But This quest requires you to go into a mission to be able to interact with an object. That's also fairly unique. You can go through like this way. Going around is only necessary for doing that. This is pretty interesting though, these historical monuments. So this is, we're in 1072 right now, so this was 52 years ago. If only gladiators died or heroes, death would be his pride. Here in the shadow of the Great Northern Wall, we build anew. The Second Guild War has ended. Ascalon has been victorious. For the efforts of the men and women who gave their lives... See, like, so we just got off of the Third Guild War, right? Who gave their lives while defending our home. We dedicate the stone in the city of Sturmia. We stand outside the wall in recognition of all they gave, and in faith that the victory they have brought will remain. May the strength in their blades and the courage in their hearts be remembered and upheld. Like, there's a lot of really cool world-building stuff going on with that monument. And I quite like it and appreciate it. I do wish we had more things like it, though. That would just kind of expand on things. I don't know, Jin. Can you get this char? Oh, you know what the problem is? Jin's bow is garbage. I mean, I don't have anything to help, but I guess I could pull out a wand. That's an argument for getting the spear, the strength spear. But maybe next year. I don't know. This account's not going to get in a position to get it this year. You know what? I'm going to leave them there. And clear out a bunch of char first. I feel like it. Oh, we had the favor of the gods for a bit there. Fascinating. I know, it'll mean I have to come running back to get them, but that's fine. This might be a mistake. On the other hand, we're like three-shotting these guys, so. This is something else I've noticed. Okay, so I've noticed that some people use the phrase like one-shotting, two-shotting, whatever, to talk about in one try. So like first try or whatever. I always use it for like how many hits it takes to defeat an enemy. So, like, if you one-shot an enemy, you take them down in one hit. And it's very confusing to me when people use it the other way. Because they're saying something that, to me, sounds different. You get what I'm saying? So, like, if I say, oh, that was a one-shot, I mean, it took one hit, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting way in which people employ that differently. Because I've definitely heard people who use that sort of, like, shot-style language to instead be like, oh, it took this is how many tries. So I one-shot, I did it on the first attempt. I don't know. I'm just chasing after the heroes, picking up all the loot that they caused to fall to the ground. I'm going to leave that there. Be curious to see how the game handles this. I mean, it needs to, right? One assumes. Because you can just do what I'm doing. You can come in here and you can leave Rurik alone and you can kill all these char and come in the back way. Don't know what those levers do. Well, I dropped him. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab Rurik. See how the game handles all of those enemies being dead. Make sure I keep an inventory spot open to receive my prize. I'm getting quite hungry. Incidentally. Okay, now I need to unfortunately make my way back to Prince Rurik, but it'll be fine. I cleared out the Char army, Prince. You'll be safe. I got like no experience for it because they're too pathetic. Why did I hear the sound of gold coins? Oh, it's that 18 gold coins. It came in a compass range. This is a fight we cannot win. What? You mean that field of dead char over there? This dialogue is really, really funny in the context of what's going on right now. Yeah. Wonder how old Prince Rurik is. Does it ever say? It automatically opened the door because I already killed all the enemies there, and that was the trigger. That's fascinating. Okay, so there's a few char that must have spawned in. Oh no, those are char that I just ignored. The mages are all going to the obelisks. I'm going to take out this group. I have gotten a good number of birthday cupcakes, actually. And this area is really neat. Got 2 slots down there, so I'm going to pick up this earth staff. It's been some time, but if you can hold off the char. Here's Knock, which has a 1,202 activation. Come to the fore, O sons of Ascalon. We fight once more, the battle lines are drawn. Now join the men who live to guard us all. Go and defend the top of the northern wall. Fear not the cost, whether in blood or gold, or not the loss, though they will not grow old. If here they fall, we know they shall live on. Whene'er you call or cry for Ascalon. For Ascalon. And then it spawned in the group of char that's going to attack. I love that they have a follow-up quest with these guys in Eye of the North. Then it plays music I associate with the Crystal Desert, which is really interesting. I don't know if there's any special meaning to that other than it's like magic music, as it were. And then this human portal technology is never mentioned ever again.
Quickly, this way.
Yeah, there's got to be some camera centering math that's messed up by being widescreen.
That was close.
Or something.
Closer than I'd hoped. This portal will take us to the academy at Nolani. From there, we can make it to the wall and cross over to Rin. We should hurry. The magical wards will hold back the Char, but not for long.
Wait, my lord. Come look at what I have found.
Is that?
Yes, my prince. I believe it is the mouthpiece for the fabled horn, Stormcaller. With this weapon, we could destroy the Char once and for all. Ascalon could be saved.
I have heard the stories of the horn's magic, but let us not be too hasty. If this is what you say it is, then we must get it to Rin. We'll see for ourselves how much power this Stormcaller has. Come, we'll take this to my father, King Adalbert. Surely he will know if discovering this weapon is our salvation, or simply too late. Either way, staying here will surely be the death of us. Quickly, through the portal!
Exploding door. Yeah, I feel like there's got to be something with the math for how they calculate things with cutscenes that is thrown off by like being widescreen or something. Very odd. Okay, let's see. Char hides. Cupcakes go there. Other things go in slot 3. Goes in slot 2. Inventory management's everyone's favorite part of every video game ever. Let's just dump some materials in here. I don't think that bow's better than the one Jin has. I'd have to double check. Okay, and I wanted to expert salvage that. Remember that. I don't know why I'm holding on to fed carapaces. The Jin right now is using 11 to 17. This is 10 to 15. Yeah, that's just worse. I don't know. There we go, 300 gold. That's what I wanted. Okay, I got 8 iron ingots out of it, but there was a chance that I would get something better, and I wanted to take that chance. Okay. So, a couple considerations. One, I could go back to Kaineng and make my way. I think I'm going to. I'm going to make my way to Seitong. Grab these additional heroes. Don't think I've really done enough to give these guys anything more, but that's okay. Need to go down to the marketplace. I'm going to I'm apparently not going to ignore them. Hi. Welcome to Cantha. I just want to go to the marketplace. I don't know where you want me to go on this quest, though. Over there? Yeah, he's taking me to Vizina Square. I'm not doing Vizina Square. I want to go to the marketplace. You can get there without having to fight anything, though. if I manage to remember my directions. I'm ignoring Drink Master Tanu for now. Or can I? Yeah, I can. Beachy the Tamer. So that's somebody to take your pet if you wanted to change pets. Just deal with all that in the Zeish Menagerie now, though. Better to do that there. I think this goes around, right? Okay, maybe not. Maybe you do need to go. I think that connects further south, but the way that I want to go doesn't have any fights, particularly. I think it does go by... It's been a while since I've done this. Quite frankly. So I'm trying to remember my directions. But this city is large and confusing. So I think I do need to go down this way. That's what I was thinking earlier, then I kind of hoped I didn't have to. I don't want to fight Tanu just now. Do I need to go over this way? I think so. And then over here. Yeah, this should allow me to be able to go around to where I'm trying to get to. I want to get to the marketplace, because from the marketplace I can go to... I forget the name of the pier, but I can go to the pier that's over there and take that to Saitong. I'll probably do Minister Cho's Estate on this character as well, which sounds just as tedious as doing it on every other character that I've done it on, but probably faster, because this character will be able to kill them a lot faster. On account of being almost level 20. Jade Brotherhood over there. You don't have to fight them. Longsan Nok sounds like a Korean name to me. Oh. Boy, I'm glad I'm doing a local record for this VOD. Just looked down and it looks like I've lost connection to Twitch again. Been having a lot of issues with that. Again, this is why you don't stream on wireless. Whoa. There we go. Of course, Guild Wars does not need that much bandwidth and is handling it all just fine. Kaineng Docks. The Kaineng Docks come off of here. But Junkin Pier is over there. First Mate Zhang should be able to book me passage. I would like to go. Excellent. So a couple of things that I wanted to look at was, like, what level is the armor here? Yeah, this is at 65. This is a substantial step up from the well, not a substantial step. It's a step up from the 50 that I'm currently using. So I could make this armor if I wanted to. I'm certainly considering it. I wonder if the skill selection here is different too. Well, regardless, I need to stop by the bank. I like the idea of upgrading my armor here. Hey, reconnected to Twitch successfully. That's excellent news. Okay, let's go see if the Masaharu has any skills here that I didn't see elsewhere. It looks like a more limited selection. Drunken Blow can be amusing, but again, I'm having to consider how do I want to do my resources right now. And I do think I want to get the Canthan armor here. Axe helmet. There we go. Because this is 65 as opposed to 50, so it is a good bit of a jump up. I'm going to go ahead and salvage this stuff and get a little bit of materials out of it. All right. That seemed like a reasonable thing to do. I do want to pick up a fresh salvage kit. I think I'm going to go ahead and make my way to Minister Cho's estate because that's going to be another way that I can get another proof of legend. I think realistically, salvage kit, thank you. I think realistically, as I'm looking at it, it's probably unlikely for... Okay, whatever. I was getting distracted by this star. It's probably unlikely for me to get a whole lot more in the way of these things. Just because getting characters far enough to be able to acquire more is a bit too much of a process. That said, I think I will probably aim to get the staff for the monk that I want to get. And then beyond that is just kind of seeing what's reasonable for me to acquire. I do need to... Wow, that looks janky right there. I do need to check to see how long the event runs for, though. Because that'll also determine if I'm able to get characters far enough to get stuff. But what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to get to a higher level on hey, Master Togo. A higher level on my dervish, so that way she's eligible. Because you have to be level 5, so you can't just like spam the first mission, get the thing, delete a character, like basically spam Jawback Village over and over again. I like this Canthan armor. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good style. But I'm just gonna head over to Minister Cho's estate. It's good to have access to this place anyway. I'm not gonna do Minister Cho's estate today, I don't think. I'm probably gonna wrap up fairly soon. I've been streaming. It's getting closer to 4 hours, so and I'm getting quite hungry. So I think, oh, there's Ludo. That's who he's talking about. I think what I'll do is I'll get this character to Mr. Cho's estate now, so that way I remember to do it. And next time I stream, I'll plan on working on my dervish and doing Mr. Cho's estate on this character. That seems like a pretty reasonable plan of action. Going to be rocking non-max armor on a lot of my characters for a while yet, though. But this stuff will last me until I get max, so... So that's good. 15, still 15 AL off of max, but at least I'm not 10 below the base of 60 anymore. Sort of 60 functions as a bit of a baseline, at least as far as PvP is concerned. Due to how a lot of the formulas work. I should be using sprint more. I eventually do want to get Elite Canthan for her, but that is a very long-term goal. Step 1, get max armor. The material costs is also a good deal more. Now, what's really neat is because I'm a foreign character, this gate is just open for me, and they don't have a cutscene or anything here. It's just walk up to the gate, and you're in. Alrighty, well, that will do it for me for today. I will plan to come back sometime. I'm wanting to stream another time this week, at least. I'm not really sure when exactly, but you can head over to my Discord or follow the channel or whatever. You'll get notified when I go live. And hopefully this this VOD will be just a little bit better in terms of how everything's working, because I won't have all those frame drops and everything, I'm hoping. So we'll see how that goes. But until next time, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and goodbye.